Well, got through another week of what a lot of people are considering a Pokemon crash. Pretty interesting what's going on. So, I want to start out by going over some notes real quick. So, I was going through some numbers, and the TCG market right now has a global value of roughly $7 to $11 billion, and it's expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 7 to 8%. Pokemon represents 80% of the market, which isn't a surprise to me after looking at the Wizards of the Coast numbers from Hasbro's quarterly report. Now, we are seeing a correction. Some boxes and some slabs are down 5 to 15%. And I think this is starting to become an opportunity for me. That's how I'm going to phrase that. So we have the new set that drops November 14th. I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff in that set. I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I'm going to try. I'll probably butcher it. Phantasmal Flames. I don't know. We're just going to call it the Charizard set because the big chase card is doing huge numbers in the Japanese set. Now, in the sports card market, we got a lot of new releases coming up and that have already dropped. You got the 2025 Diamond Icons, the Disney Chrome Sapphire, Topps Basketball, which we're going to discuss, Knockout UFC, which I may start buying, Mint Disney, Bowman U, Chrome Football. I know somebody that's been ripping that. 2025 Topps Update, and supposedly they increased production by 40% this year. I have not been able to confirm that, but that is the information that I am getting. Got Allen and Genter and also Certified Football. So those are the new releases, and we're going to start with, let's start with Pokemon. So I'm going to share this window, make transitions a little easier. So this is one of the big reasons why I think the new set's going to be huge. All right, so Mega Evolutions came out. It is still hanging around at $255 for a box. I paid under that. These were as high as $3 or $325. Now with Mega Evolutions, you know what? They don't. Do they not have it? They have the new one, Phantasmal Flames. So right now, these boxes are going for, on TCG Player, $3.02. Now on eBay, I have bought a bunch of stuff from P Football Pete. There are some boxes at $285 plus $13 for delivery. I can tell you the one that's got 1,800 sold. I have bought stuff from P Football Pete. He's legit. He's sold over about 5.5 million products on eBay. Everything I bought from him has been in good condition. So take that with a grain of salt. I think this is going to be a huge set. The reason I think this is going to be a huge set is when I look at the Japanese market, and the Japanese comes out first. The Japanese version of the Charizard, which is the big chase, is selling for close to $1,000. I mean, you had a bunch of these end, and I purposely left this up without refreshing it because I want to show the end price for the PSA 10s. 830, 743, and 700, 770, 655. I should have bought that. Let's see. So you got a 610 with 7 minutes left. You got 710 with 3 minutes left. I couldn't tell you why some go for more and some don't. I'm going to think of it as some people are paying for the advertising up placements in the searches and other people aren't. So if you're only searching it for Mega Charizard XEX, and you're not putting in the number 110, you'll probably get a lot less searches in here. But if this is what the Japanese version is doing, and here's the crazy part, there's already English versions on the market. Now, there's not supposed to be English versions on the market, but I do know that what I can say is the 14th, which is Friday, is the release date. I know that people will have it tomorrow for rips. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say how, but I do know that people will have it tomorrow, and we are going to see a lot of the channels streaming the rips this week. It is not surprising that there are some on the market. And the raw card, I mean, this is crazy that somebody's trying to get $2,000 for the raw card. And look at this. Perfect example. There is 2 bids on this at $900. Ends in 17 hours, raw. Not the greatest picture. I do think that this is going to be, and look, I don't know anything about this. I've never played the game, never watched the shows, anything. But there are 2 other Pokemons in here on the bottom right. I think that the artwork is pretty cool, and I think that this can become a huge card. If we go back to Obsidian Flames is actually doing real well. I actually bought more of Obsidian Flames than most sets in the last series because it was a Charizard set, and Charizard was falling out of favor. Now he's coming back into favor, so it looks like a good investment for me. But I'm picking up a few of these boxes, and I'm going to hold them. I'm not ripping them. I am considering buying one of these in a PSA 10. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to do it off the pop. I want to see if the market comes down. But I do think long-term this is going to be an interesting card to hold. What else did I put up here? Yeah, so P Football Pete, if you don't have a local shop, all I can tell you is that he is legit. MSRP is $164. There's a whole long story about it, and you can't get boxes at MSRP. I used to get boxes under, significantly under. I have a couple of boxes secured right now. I don't even know what I'm paying right now. I have an idea, but I do not know exact numbers. Now, I want to go to gem rate. So I have gem rate up because this is where the site that tracks all the grading that's happening with PSA, CGC, Beckett, SGC, and Tag. Wow, they put Tag on here finally. I personally like Tag. I think it's the best grading company, although it's not really gaining a lot of traction. I guess I can't say that because they're actually making the list, but PSA is still the dominant factor. Now, what's crazy is that just yesterday, over 85,000 cards were graded at PSA. It just goes to show you how big this market is. And TCG is still 60%, 55 to 60% of everything being graded in the past 7 days. When we look at the past 30 days, I mean, that's probably just over 60%. It's pretty wild. Now, when we go back, Evolving Skies, for people who follow the market, this is the big one from last year. I guess not last year, but the last series. So Sword and Shield was right before Scarlet and Violet. We just moved out of the Scarlet and Violet era into the Mega Evolutions era. Sorry, forgot to post this on X for everybody. So just post it on X. Now, when I look at Evolving, people thought I was nuts when I paid $405 for a box. Worked out pretty well. But that's not everyone. So, and we look at it, there's a lot being sold at these prices. A good amount. 8 sold for almost $2,500. 3 sold in September for just over $2,500. So this was a good hit. The only reason I bought it is because I figured if it's already at 430 about a year and a half ago, I figured it was going to keep going up. Now, Magic is a whole different story. We'll get into that soon. I should have put that on the other side. So I made a chart right before the show. I had this idea that popped into my head, and I was like, you know what? I should probably make a chart like I do for the stocks. And can everybody see this okay? Let's move this up a little bit. All right. So back in the day, I believe Sword and Shield era was 2021 to 2023. And you were able to get boxes at legitimately 105 to 110 on reprints. Chilling Rain was nicknamed Chilling Pain because it got down to about 80 a box. And when you look at the numbers right now, what they're going for, every box is done well. And there is no way to know which box is going to do well. Some people think they can, maybe they can. I sure as hell can't. And Rudy from Alpha Investments, when you watch his videos, he always says that he can't either. So if Rudy can't, I don't know who really can. Now, my idea is just buy every box and sit on them. As boxes get ripped, there's less product in circulation. Once they go out of print with no more print runs, they start to appreciate in value. So this is a quintessential alternative asset because of the amount of eyeballs, the amount of people that care about it. The thing that's different with Pokemon cards and Magic cards are so many people play the game that people actually really care about this stuff. So it is very interesting. And look, Fusion Strike is a great example. Fusion Strike was a garbage set. Then all of a sudden, everybody decided that they liked whatever that card was. I'm going to bring it up right now. So we go to Fusion Strike. I know somebody that bought a bunch of these boxes at, man, I should text him right now because I don't remember the number and I don't like giving out bad numbers. But I want to say he paid less than $200 a box. Where the hell is Fusion Strike? Did I pass it? Was it on the first page, everybody? There we go. Somehow, this Gengar became the hottest card. I mean, this at one point was under $100 for a long time. And then all of a sudden, everybody decided this was like the greatest card. And Raw has a market price of $752 and change. I mean, that's a pretty good return if you had bought these boxes and you're sitting on them because these are going for $879 right now on the open market. Oh, I'm sorry. $984 on the open market. If you had paid $105 like you could for all these boxes, your profit would have been $879. So there's been a very good ROI. Now, the problem that we're seeing in the market now is the entry price is so much higher this year than other years. Take it with a grain of salt. At retail, I don't know that I would really want to start a position in these. Now, I do think that if you go to a shop and you're paying cash, you will be able to get a much better deal than going and buying it from P Football Pete on the new set for $309. Getting it under where the floor is always a good idea, in my opinion. And I think that this is going to transition into a good investment. So we'll see. Now, I wanted to bring up the Wonder Shine Index. I talked about this with Ty the other week. This is Kevin O'Leary and his buddy. So they've made 18 transactions, is what it said. They've put $20.9 million into this, and they're now saying that these cards are worth $26.6 million. And they're still listing the same cards. The Jordan Kobe, which is their Grail, pretty crazy what's going on here. They paid $12.9 million for it. The current value is 16.38. There is only one of these in existence. There's never going to be another one. Kobe passed away, unfortunately, way too young. 2 dual logo man, dual auto, PSA, what does that say, 6? PSA 6, and this is a freaking $16 million card. Now, keep in mind, patches do not grade well. That's always a complaint with patches. It is what it is. I do think that they're going to tokenize this and take this mainstream. I really do. They are focusing on hyper expensive cards, pop 1s or pop 5s, and we're going to see what happens. I think that they're going basketball because it's a global audience. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, I want to show some other things. So Jeff Wilson, one of the people that I follow on X, showed off some interesting things. So Cooper Flag, one of the big chase cards, if not the chase card in this year's Topps basketball. His 2025 Topps Now Draft Auto Black Foil, 2 out of 10. Just sold for just over $57,000 at Golden Auctions over the weekend. And its inscription, My First Pro Auto. I mean, if this kid's a bust, whoever bought this is going to be pretty pissed off. But who knows? That's the game of speculation. This is an interesting video. I want to play this. And of course, I made a rookie mistake. I did not share this with sound. Forgive me. I'm going to reshare it. I want to watch this with everybody. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to go through the comments in a little bit. So just give me a few minutes and we'll go through and have a roundtable discussion. Now, I remember when this was. This was the 2024 National. And Jeff offered him, I want to say $2 million for these cards.
Oh yeah, watch this. 3 right here in front of you.
I was offered $2 million for both of them yesterday.
You turned down a $2 million offer?
Yeah, they should be worth a lot more.
Did you hear that? This guy Dave turned down a $2 million offer for 2 of his 1984 star Michael Jordan 101 cards in PSA 9 condition. And guess what? He was brilliant for doing it, because this video was taken back at the 2024 National, and today those cards are worth a lot more than $1 million each. It takes a lot of gumption.
All right, so the story behind this is that everybody has said the 1986 Fleer is Jordan's rookie, but the 85 star was considered by a select few the true rookie because Star also had an NBA license. Now, the guy stuck to his guns because he has, there's only 3 85 Jordan Star rookies that are graded in a PSA 9 and no 10s. He had 2 of the 3. He stuck to his guns, and they are now worth significantly more money. I mean, it is pretty crazy what's going on in the market. Now, Shohei Ohtani, I'm saying it. I don't care what anybody says. He is going to go down as the greatest baseball player who ever lived. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I got a Rivera jersey right behind me, okay? Babe Ruth is not better than freaking Shohei. Babe Ruth played when there was 8 teams, no West Coast travel. I don't want to hear it. Ohtani did something that's never going to be done again. 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs in the same game. Two-way player, and I think that's a record that will stand the test of time for at least the next 50 to 100 years. I don't see anybody else doing that. And this orange refractor, not even a pristine 10 from Beckett, a 9.5 sold over the weekend, $37,300, and it's an out of 25 card. We're seeing such huge numbers for these cards. It's getting pretty crazy. And this Kobe, Kaboom, somehow these just got popular out of the blue. Just sold for $51,376. It is pretty wild how much some of these cards are going for. And it makes me a little worried because a lot of people are being priced out of the market. This is no longer something for collectors. This is something that there's just so much money going in. And this is something Alex and I talked about when he came on. Ty and I talked about when he came on. Ty told us the story about how they offered the guy, what did he say, 190. The guy wanted 192,000. They offered him 188,000 for a bunch of 52 low-grade Mantle rookies, and the guy turned it down and said they'll be worth more next week. I see the same thing happen when I'm at shows, and the hobby in general is getting very expensive. Everybody knows that I was pretty hot on the Topps jumbo boxes. Here's what's going on with those. They sold out on Fanatics within minutes. They were going for $225 a box. eBay, 14 bids, $355. 3 hours left. So if you got this at pre-sale, you're up, what is that, roughly 50% or so? It's just, I think that the boxes are expensive regardless. I think that this is no longer a hobby for children. I think this is a hobby for adults at this point, unfortunately. I mean, there's boxes out there that go for thousands of dollars. People are speculating that when the football cards come out, that the hobbies are going to be $600 to $800. It's getting expensive. Now, from an investment standpoint, I think that this is a market where not a lot of people pay attention. The people who pay attention really do pay attention. But there is arbitrage. If you know what you're doing with grading, you can do well with grading. My strategy is buy and hold. Same thing with stocks. I will buy a lot of Pokemon boxes. I know nothing about it. I just know that from the research, if you buy one of every box, traditionally you have done well. Now, the entry price is significantly higher now. So some of the initial profit is taken out of it. I am not paying what the retail prices are. Luckily, I am getting it at a better price. Oh, hold on. We have important news. The government is open according to Nick 1937. Is that true? I don't think you'd be saying if it wasn't true, but I'm just, let me see if I can get anything official. Hold on. Breaking. All right. Enough Democrats vote to allow advancement of the bill to reopen the government. Fetterman was the last straw. The resistance has been dispersed. Deal will advance. They need at least 8. There you go. Government's opening, I guess. We know that Trump's going to sign it. He said he was going to sign it, get it on his desk. So I'm expecting the markets to rip tomorrow. I actually want to see what Ethereum's doing. Give me a moment. Let's see. What is Ethereum doing? Because that's really the real-time barometer at this point, right? Doesn't look like Ethereum's moving right now. So, oh, it is up. Oh, look at that. 36.19. All right. Well, we'll check. Oh, look at this. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is going to be interesting tomorrow. I think this is what we needed. I'm happy the government's open. I don't like seeing people work without getting paid. I don't like people not getting paid. I don't like the idea of potentially losing jobs. So this is a great thing. And hopefully we can get some real discussions and try to make a better economy for all Americans. So looks like it's going to pass. So I am very happy people are getting paid, especially for the holidays. This is great news. Absolutely great news. Really happy about that. So thank you, Nick, for pointing that out. Obviously, I was not paying attention. And there we go. So it looks like a lot more people are coming in. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. So it's a big week this week. I am positioning to buy a couple of the, we're just going to call it the Charizard set, or as Rudy would say, the Charizard set, because I have no idea how to pronounce this. And I'm just doing it such an injustice trying to pronounce it like that. But I keep going back and looking at this card that somehow leaked onto the market with the English version being at 1,200. And when I'm looking at the Japanese ones, Japanese always trades at a discount. They have a better print run. They have better cuts. There's more 10s on the Japanese. Even so, you're still seeing big numbers for this card in a PSA 10. I would not be surprised if the English version, once it starts getting pulled, we're going to see in a couple of weeks. I could see the English version getting $2,000 or so, maybe even more on the PSA 10 off the jump. And I think that this is going to be one of the cards that defines this series. I know this is only the second set. I go back to Obsidian Flames, and if you look at what Obsidian Flames did, I think Obsidian is, where is it? Here we go. This got down to, I think, 90 or 95. And right now it's almost 300 for the booster. So I went a little heavier on this than I did other sets because I thought the Charizard would carry it. Looks like it is. But once again, you look at Sword and Shield, when this series was out, you were able to buy every box at 105. Chilling Reign, you were able to get at 78. And you look at where these boxes are now, Evolving Skies is pumped straight through. Obviously, that's the Grail set right now. But you have Fusion Strike pushing 1,000. You got Lost Origin that's pushing 800. And you have Sword and Shield base and Chilling Reign over 500 and a bunch over 400. This has been a great series. Now, if we go back to Scarlet and Violet and we look at Destined Rivals, this was a Team Rocket set. I have no idea what that means. But once again, 389. This set got all the way up to 450. There's a lot of movement. This is just factoring in on TCG Player. So past 2 days on TCG Player, 38 of these have sold for an average of 376. So if you can establish a relationship, I can tell you this. If you pay cash and you go to a store and you keep buying from them, they are likely to do the right thing by you. And look, I'm able to get 1 or 2 of these at a very low price compared to where they are when they come out. This week, I probably have 2 or 3 boxes of the new one secured. I'm probably going to make a phone call and call in a favor because I would like some more. And I don't know how much he's getting after the first wave, but we'll see. I do want more of this set. I feel pretty good about this set. But once again, I have no idea what's going to do well, but this Charizard, I think, is going to carry it. And if we see a little bit of a correction, I'm planning on buying more and just keeping them sealed because it's done very well over time. I started investing in Pokemon cards in the summer of 2023. I am up roughly 235%. on an aggregate across my investments. You don't get those types of returns. I guess I shouldn't say that because of obviously Hood and Palantir, and a lot of people in this community bought those. But traditionally, you don't get those types of returns. And look at the volume on this. P Football Pete has already sold 1,809 of these boxes as a pre-order. Still has 144 available. I can tell you he's legit. I've bought from him before. But when you see people like P Football Pete selling that many in a pre-order, this is a set people are going to crack for that Charizard. And when they crack it, there's less product. And I have a big theory. So roll with me on this theory. A lot of people, you guys are all saying Costco. Yes, the scalper videos on Costco, it's real. I think that we are going to see a lot of people go after these booster boxes because it seems like the Pokemon company is making big deals with Costco, Walmart, and Target in order to go with blister packs, the tins, and whatever the other ones are. And Target has come out and said that they want to make a big push into the TCG market. They don't carry booster boxes. They do the smaller ones. My theory, and I can't prove this, it's just a theory, is that they're actually going to make less boosters and they're going to try to push to the bigger retail outlets in the smaller denomination packaging. So if we look at, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if we go back to Destined Rivals, you have the booster, you have the battle box display, and you have the ETBs. But if we go to the packs, there's all different configurations. You have blisters, sleeved, the boxes. I mean, there's a lot of different things that I think they're going to move these to the big box retailers. Not make as many booster boxes. I think booster boxes are going to be the ones that are very highly collectible. And if you keep them sealed and you wait 2 or 3 years or 4 years, they're not going to be in print run anymore. There's going to be less on the market, and they will start to go up in value. It's happened every time. So are we seeing a little bit of correlation to crypto? Maybe, where crypto is down, Pokemon market's down a little bit. We may see some correlation to that, which is fine. Peaks and valleys happens all the time, happens in stocks, happens in alternative assets. Now, what's very interesting, let's move to Magic for a minute. This set has created quite the controversy. So the Spider-Man collector boxes, they hit pre-sale at $550 or so. They jumped to almost $1,000 a box. In the end of July, beginning of August, 183 items at $923 average. You had throughout August 800s to $945, 52 sold at an average of $945. Then the floor got pulled down, down, down. I mean, look at how many here. Over 1,000 items people liquidated at $531. This is sitting at $412.99. Rudy is massively buying. And for those of you who don't know who Rudy is, Alpha Investments, he is the OG of trading cards, cardboard. Very interesting guy. I take what he says very seriously. He strongly feels that this is going to be a turnaround, and he's actively buying pallets, not boxes, but pallets. You go watch his videos, you'll see what I mean. And this is something that I'm thinking about starting to take a position in, nothing crazy, couple of boxes just to have them, just in case. Buy 2 or 3 boxes of these and they go back to 600 or 700, you do pretty well. So I'm thinking about that. The way the chart looks, I don't think it goes much lower. We're already under the pre-order. So it's very interesting here. And we'll see what happens. We got a lot of things happening. This is going to be a big week. You got the Pokemon release on Friday, and I'm expecting big things out of this set. So I'm going to open up the comments, and wow, you guys are still spamming Costco. Why? I don't understand why everybody's spamming Costco. Jesus. Costco over Nvidia, man. Oh, Amit said to spam Costco. Oh, he's got jokes. He has freaking jokes. Normally he says CRN. Now he's saying Costco. Oh my God. We're going to call him. This guy's got jokes. He doesn't have his phone on freaking.
Bro,
You got jokes, don't you?
it took you 2 years to realize that we were spamming Costco not because of some collectibles that are in Costco.
Well, you're live right now, just to let you know.
I know I'm live.
Okay.
I'm happy you called so I could let you know that no one cared about whatever collectibles are available at Walmart and Costco. And it took you 15 minutes. I don't know how many thousands of Costcos we have to spam, but at least now you know.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the windows and everything, and I can't do three things at once.
Well, now you know.
But yeah, you got jokes. You got jokes these days.
I'm just saying we needed a fun thing to spam. Man.
I think, yeah,
it's getting boring.
I'm with you. Costco's a fun thing to spam.
Costco's a fun thing to spam. So there you go.
All right, well, you should get your sleep.
It was just hilarious because the one time you acknowledged it, you were like, "Yeah, I know they sell them at Costco," and all of us were like, "No, bro, that's not. We don't give a fuck, bro. We're trying to tell you something else."
You think we rip tomorrow?
I hope so. I mean, it looks like yes. I don't know if it's rip, but I think it's enough of a rip where we get back to 680 on the S&P. I would be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just very happy they got a deal done. So
yes, and
very
it
happy.
looks like by midday tomorrow, if the House votes on it, we're going to be open by Tuesday.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Good
All right, well,
stuff.
I'll let you enjoy talking about collectibles at Costco.
Yeah, collectibles at Costco. It has a good ring to it, right? Collectibles at Costco. Maybe we can get Sir Joseph Carlson to email the CEO. Maybe. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
Oh, whoa. Costco's getting data centers. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, I mean, Costco for the win, Costco. But in all seriousness, this is a big week for collectibles. That set's going to be on fire. I can't say that I wouldn't touch it at these levels. I really have no idea how to handicap this with what's going to happen with this price. But if you're interested, if you live in an area that actually has a sports card shop or a TCG shop, which is trading card game, Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, I really suggest just going in, seeing what type of prices they have. Most likely you will get a better price there than buying from P Football Pete. So we'll see. I did get time to listen to the Rolex podcast. It was very interesting. I'm going to send it to one of my buddies. We may discuss it. Could be something that we discuss on alternative assets. Go from there. Oh, hold on a sec. We have people that are saying they actually bought the Charizard set since I can't pronounce the actual set. Denise, did you buy the ETBs? What did you buy? You had a friend sell yeah, Charizard's huge. I don't know what a fair price for the booster box is, and I don't want to say what I'm being charged. All I really can say is that I am being charged significantly less than what it is selling for on eBay. And I think that if you can get it for 2 to 250, that's something that would be very appealing to me. That's what I will leave everybody with on that. But okay, if Costco is set to be an XRP treasury, I will stop making fun of Costco, everybody. 100%. 100%. No, I wouldn't. I'm not stepping foot in Costco to go get Pokemon cards. Yeah, I think the ETBs will do good. I don't suggest opening them. I suggest just holding them, keep them sealed. 151 ETBs are really good. You guys are hilarious with the ETH and BTC for Costco. Oh my God. Oh, whoa. We got Amit ordering the Charizard EX Ultra. I am going to get that also. That is, I don't know how I'm going to get it. So let me try to find what he is talking about. I don't even know if it's on TCG Player. It's not. It's the collector box. I think that that's going to do very well. So we'll see. But look, the overall theory with the alternative assets is that more money is piling into this. People like Kevin O'Leary are getting involved. You have Tom Brady opening up, I believe, 12 card shops. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I will bring it up right now. We've never had a time like this before where the greatest football player to ever live owns shops. I mean, look at this. This is a different era. This is not 1980s, 1990s seedy baseball card shop in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is mainstream. This is real branding, real money getting behind it, and the greatest athletes now getting involved. This is no longer something that is obscure. This is becoming mainstream. And I will tell you, the conventions that I go to are somewhat big, 500 tables. I'm telling you, 3,000 to 5,000 people go there. I don't think people realize how big this is getting. I mean, if you look at some of these videos about what Pokemon is like in Japan, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. So I think this is modern day art. I mean, in all seriousness, do any of you even care about art, like traditional oil paintings or anything anymore? I think the younger generation cares about this stuff as artwork. I don't have paintings hanging up, but I got a Rivera jersey with 12 inscriptions hanging up right behind me. So I think that this stuff is artwork these days, and I think that this is what's going to transcend into it. That's a big reason why I think this is something that's going to last, and it has lasted because this is something people do with their parents when they're kids, and then they can never get everything they want, and then when they become an adult and have more disposable income, they start going back to their pastimes. So this is something that I think if you have a long runway of time and you can just keep stuff sealed and hold it, you will do well. So that's my spiel on it. I'm very excited to see what happens this week. And we're going to see. Maybe I'll rip a box of Japanese next week on the show. But I really want to keep them sealed because of the Charizard. I think that as more boxes get ripped, it'll become more expensive as there will be less in circulation. So I'm just going to take questions. So just start asking. And before we do it, man, you guys are the best. ST Mac, thank you so much. Costco, thank you for the super chat. Mike, 5261, Costco, thank you so much for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. And K. Wemhens, Thank you for the super chat. We are the Army of Costco. Man, I got to tell you, the community that has been built is just amazing. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. All right, Rolex versus Hermes Birkin. I think Rolex is a better investment, personally. Yeah, I agree, Sergio. Cyclical nostalgia. I mean, look, this is something that is just going to keep happening and happening and happening. So, what cases of Pokemon am I buying? Right now, I'm not buying cases because I can't get my hands on cases. When I was able to get my hands on cases, I was buying cases. I got throttled with the limit of what I was able to buy. So I'm only buying a couple of boxes at release as much as they'll sell me, but shops are getting throttled with what they're getting. I mean, if you talk to Alex, I think he said on my show, I know he said on his shows, but I mean, look, he's not really getting much from distribution. He has to buy it from other places. So, base sets is interesting because they typically were always the laggard, but the one from Sword and Shield is actually doing really well. So we'll see what happens. Oh, S-Key Wad. That's hilarious. We got somebody who watches Alpha Investments. That guy, Rudy's a legend. And I do not build castles of cardboard like Rudy. I store my boxes in a storage unit, and they're all off site. I mean, I have maybe 2 or 3 here that I need to move there next time I go. But yeah, they're all in a storage unit. Have I considered going back pre-Sword and Shield? Kind of not really. I'm not that interested. I'm more interested in just buying everything up that I can get my hands on now and go from there. Listen, if you met Sir Joseph Carlson at Costco today, I salute you. Sir Joseph Carlson is amazing. I don't follow him, so I mean, we're gonna go BM&R. Oh, whoa. Hana Solo, you have a case of 86 tops traded with the Bo Jackson rookie. You paid $1,000 for it in 1986. How many boxes are in a case, out of curiosity? And was there a Bonds rookie and traded, or was that just the base set? I don't remember, but that's very interesting. If you still have that seal, that may be worth some serious money. Yeah, Rudy is the GOAT. He's freaking ridiculous. Look, Herbert, I am not opening my Topps basketball. I'm keeping them sealed. All I can tell you is that my theory is if the big hits are not pulled or there's stuff that people are chasing in a couple of years, those boxes are going to go through the roof. I'm not opening them. I'm keeping them sealed. My thoughts on comics, I think they were really mass produced. I think it's a hard industry. And I think you got to get key issues and really do your research. Okay, so we got somebody that's been in Magic since 2017. SK Ward Kiva, are you buying the Spider-Man collector box now that it's down to like $429? I don't know about Luminex watches. I only know about Pateks, APs, and Rolexes from an investment standpoint. Because those are the ones that are going for way over list on certain models. Start a Warhammer collection. I don't have time to be painting those little things. I do not sell collectibles. I don't have beef with anybody. I'm just saying that he is not Joseph Carlson. He is Sir Joseph Carlson. He may have beef with me. I don't have beef with him. Actually, he definitely has beef with me considering he blocked me on X because he didn't want to have an intelligent conversation after asking me a question, and I responded to him with like a 12 or 1500 word analysis. And then he tried saying I was engagement farming, which I didn't even know what the hell that meant until Tanner told me what that meant. So I don't have any beef with him, but he is Sir Joseph Carlos, means he's better than me. Let's see. I've been to the Hofstra show. I go to the White Plains show. I like the White Plains show more than the Hofstra show. They're both good, though. And you know, Ty did say on the show the other week that he was going to do an episode with somebody, and they're putting a lot of money in One Piece. And it's funny, the guys at the shop, they told me to buy a couple of boxes, I think of OP8 and OP9, and put them away. They felt it was going to do pretty good, because I was asking if there was anything else worth buying and putting away. In my next life, I want to be an AAW contributor. Judge Collector is in the house. Look at that. Judge Collector is an AAW contributor. He is just a contributor behind the scenes. Let's see. Oh, man. PSA 10 first edition base. Yeah, very low pop on those. I don't know. Day date, is it too much to ask? Should have bought last year before prices went up. I think they went up, what, 5 or 7%? Judge Collector, how much did day dates go up? 5 or 7% because of the metal? He'll know. Judge Collector will know. Thank you, Diamond Bitcoin. I truly appreciate. Steve, NVIDIA 1. Sir Joseph Carlson, Costco 0. Yeah, the whole thing started with whatchamacallit, me saying that NVIDIA deserved a higher multiple than Costco. So, you know. Thank you so much, Dennis. I truly appreciate the super chat. What do you think of the 2016 Panini Black Friday Cracked Ice Kobe PSA 10? Says only 2 PSA 10s, just won the auction on eBay for $442. Also Costco. Can you link? I mean, you don't have to, but do you mind linking in the chat so I can bring up the ended auction? I don't know what this card is. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. Hold on. Let's do some real-time research. Judge Collector, may need your research skills if you can look this up for me also, since you use 130 point or whatever it is and you say it's much better. Cracked Ice Kobe, number 44. Okay, so I think I found it. You can confirm if this is it. Obviously, this isn't a PSA 10. This is an SGC 9. So, Dennis, I'm looking for you specifically right now. Don't worry about linking, Dennis. Just tell me if this is the one. Yeah, that's the card. Okay. So he's saying that this is the card. So you paid $442 for a PSA 10. I would say that you got a steal. Now, Judge Collector, please chime in the chat. If this sold on SGC 9 for $500, oh, it didn't sell. It's buy now, right now. Okay. I think that this is interesting. He's saying it's out of 25. Oh, there we go. It's out of 25. Okay, so here's the thing with this. It's out of 25. You're saying there's only 2 or 3 it's a pop 2 because there's only 2 graded PSA 10. I like that. I really like that. Han Solo, SGCs do not retain value. So you basically at this point, you're buying SGC to crack and cross over to PSA, hoping you get a PSA 10. PSA 10 is the standard right now with cards. But yeah, listen, I like that card. Yeah, so Judge Collector answered 8 to 14% for the day dates because of the metal. Yeah, I think that's a good deal. I happen to like that card. I think you put that away and you hold it, you look at it in 5 or 10 years. Yeah, there's a lot of variants. Look, I happen to like the Beckett slab better, but look, PSA is what everybody wants. When you look at where everything is being sent, I will, and Judge Collector, check this out. Tag is now making the list on gem rate, which is pretty wild. So personally, I like the Beckett slab and I like the Tag slab. I actually don't mind the SGC slab. I hate the PSA slab. PSA is the standard. PSA is what everybody wants. This is where everybody's sending it. Just yesterday, over 87,000 cards were graded with PSA. And Beckett only did 2,200. So if you get the whole appeal with Beckett is getting a PSA 10. I'm sorry, getting a BGS 10 black label. Very hard to get. You get that. That's the grail of grading. PSA is your standard. Just grade with PSA for argument's sake. Dennis, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Good luck on that card. It's a beauty. Kobe is just going to go up in value, I think. He's a legend. And a number card cracked ice and a PSA 10. Just hold it. I think you'll do well on it. I think it's a good price. Let's see. Oh, wow. I have accumulated 8 2018 Bowman Chrome Otani cards, 5 PSA 9s and 3 PSA 10s. Lomo, pitching or batting, and if it's pitching, is it the red or white jersey? But either way, beautiful. Love it. I am so sorry to hear that your cards got stolen as a kid. So sorry. Do I know anything about Dragon Ball cards? I don't. I only know about Pokemon and a little bit about Magic. That's really it. You know, I'm not necessarily into watches that much. Judge Collector is, but leave it at that. I don't know where Scooball is going to go. Listen, I'm hopeful Yankees freaking do something. That's the only thing I care about. Do you buy any sealed football? I don't. I could be talked into it. Look, Wemby, man, you gotta hope he stays healthy, right? What is he, 7'4"? So I don't know. He got injured last season. He bounced back, so we'll see. A lot of people are going crazy over him. I'm keeping every box I freaking buy sealed. Every box is sealed, and I'm holding it for long term. So that's all I can say about that. Let's see. Is he 7'7"? I really don't know. Oh boy. Look at this guy. I actually got Matt on the train of buying sealed Pokemon products. Listen, if I get that Cooper Flag Auto 101, the Judge Collector is either going to take it off my hands or I'm selling it to Golden. So we'll see. And Judge Collector would get a really good rate on it. I'm not a sneakerhead. I could care less about that stuff. Oh, you guys come up with some great comments. I am not reading that one out loud, but that is freaking hilarious. I will tell you that right now. That's hilarious. Maddie, are you buying the new set that's coming out this week on Friday? Tough night for AAW talk. Is the market on its hair? I'm not even looking. Yeah, I guess it is tearing. That's good. Very happy about that. Very happy about that. Did I see the Topps is giving 1-3 auto? I saw something about that. That's going to be crazy. And the other thing is you're getting bounties on all these cards, so it is getting interesting. It is getting very interesting with this stuff. Late night milk, gang. That's right. Although we are not making this like a 2 a.m. night. I can tell you that. ETH is past 3,600. That's great. That's good for a lot of people. Let's keep going. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. I use VCP to check pricing. I mean, I use either Card Ladder or Sports Card Collector. Judge Collector uses 130 point. Iris, love it, milk and cookies. I am working on designs for merch. Bottom fishing on SBET. I need to figure out what to do with SBET. Any cookies tonight? I actually had some apple pie in the afternoon. It was delicious. It was delicious. There's going to be a milk and cookies hoodie. There will definitely be one. Carlos, thank you for the new member. Really appreciate it. Holiday break? No. I work every day, 365. We don't take off. When we take off, we still work. When I take vacation days because I'm going to lose them, I write articles, and now I'm doing YouTube. So work every day of the year. Warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Listen, some would say there's nothing better. Some would say there's nothing better. Are we streaming for New Year's? You know what? We're streaming for New Year's. You heard it here first. How about that? I will be with the Milk Gang on New Year's because I think that I am a nerd and I am not doing anything. Unless the family wants to do something, I will be here with the Milk Gang. We'll figure it out. I don't use a site for cataloging. Market Movers. Sorry, Market Movers is pretty good. We will be toasting with a cup of milk, yes. Yeah, no, I don't go out on New Year's. I'm just saying if we're gonna go to get together with family or anything, going out on New Year's is freaking amateur hour. Plus, I don't like being on the road on New Year's. Yeah, I'm with you on Islam. I think he's gonna win. What are the odds? What are the odds on that? And how about Rhonda saying that Rogan's not an expert? I don't know about that. Okay, sure. Maybe he didn't fight MMA, and maybe Taekwondo isn't necessarily what she considers fighting. The guy does have a black belt in no gi, and I think a black belt in gi for jiu-jitsu. He's obviously a black belt in Taekwondo. And freaking if GSP is gonna ask Rogan to teach him how to do a spinning sidekick, of all people, like GSP, I'm saying that freaking Rogan's an expert. Guy's seen more fights than anybody. So, all right, I want to see the odds on this. Why don't they have the odds on the UFC site? What is going on here? I'm going with Mekhachev. I think he takes it. I really do. I didn't realize Valentina Shevchenko is going to fight. This is actually a good card. Leon Edwards is fighting. Bo Nickel is on the prelims? What is going on here? Who the hell is Nickel fighting? Oh, this guy's no joke. I need to research him. I think that that's actually a good bet, betting Bo Nickel. He's coming off a loss. I think this kid's hungry. I would expect Bo Nickel to come out victorious. Who is playing the 2026 stock draft? That's a good question that I don't have an answer to. I will certainly bring it up with Matt. We'll probably have to run two consecutively because we have one going until June, but I would like to do one for New Year's, actually, thinking about it, and have it be a dual event, one against everybody in the draft, two, if you can beat the S&P 500. So we'll have to say. Yeah, banana cream pie, I'm good with it. I have used the Hood prediction market, and I think it's a very good product. So yeah, we'll see. Does Hood have? Hold on, we're gonna look right now. If Hood has UFC, I will move some more money into there, and I will just use that probably. College football, crypto, economics, elections, entertainment, financial, college basketball, politics, pro football, pro hockey, racing, technology. They do not have UFC. Vlad does not have UFC. Amit or Tanner or Roy needs to freaking get in touch with Vlad and tell him to get freaking UFC going. Like, what is going on here? What is going on? Dude, I'm always heavily invested in yawns. They put UFC on Robinhood last minute. All right, I will pay attention. All right, a bunch of people are saying that. We will pay attention to it. I mean, look, here's what I'm going to say about UFC. I've seen some stuff that I think is sketch. I mean, let's be honest, all right? Listen, in all seriousness, hair looks fresh because I came out of the shower right before Alternative Asset Weekly and I comb my hair. There's no product in it. Like, I just comb my hair. So, it's just how it dried. But this is what I'll say. I love GSP now. I used to not like him. I have come to appreciate him for the fighter he was and how great he was. But in all seriousness, how the hell did he win that Johnny Hendricks fight? Like, the people in the chat that are diehard UFC fans, how did GSP win? I've rewatched that fight several times. There is no way he won that fight. I mean, go to the freaking press conference and look at the two of them. GSP got fucked up. Fucked up. Greasegate. Greasegate. Yeah, who said that? Freaking BJ Penn called him Greasegate, and then Nick Diaz tried saying that he got drugged. Yeah, look, GSP is a great fighter. He did not win that fight. I'm sorry. GSP Johnny Hendricks press conference. I just want to see if we can get a picture of this. There's no way he won this freaking fight. All right. So here we go. For those of you that have not seen this fight, okay, this is what GSP's face looked like after the fight. And then that's what Johnny Hendricks looked like after the fight. I mean, I'm sorry, but that guy did not win the fight. Now, easy for me to say that when freaking I'm just showing you a picture of them at the press conference afterwards. But go and watch this fight. GSP did not win this freaking fight by any means. So I don't know how freaking if there was any fight that I would say they need to look into, it's the judges with scoring. And look, I don't think necessarily there's a big problem with the refs or fighters. I mean, you can also say that freaking they shouldn't have stopped the Travis Brown and Brendan Schaub fight with 8 seconds left or 6 seconds left when Schaub was clearly indicating that he's okay. Brown was in a dominant position, so I don't know. I don't think that they should have stood up Lesnar and Frank Mir in the first fight. I don't know. I would say you got to look into the judges, though. There's some stuff that's ridiculous with scoring. Yeah, there's a couple of other ones that I thought were sketchy on the points. So, yeah, they scored control time over damage in the Hendricks and GSP fight. But the problem is GSP may have been controlling them more, but he wasn't doing any damage while he was controlling them. He was just holding them. So in a fight, and I get it, UFC judges score on 5 different things, but in a fight, it's about who does more damage. Like, come on. GSP got fucked up. Dude, I'm not saying Schaub was winning. Schaub was not winning by any means, but you can say that stoppage with 6 or 8 seconds left was suspect. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. There's a couple of those fights, but I mean, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with all the points and all this stuff. What's going to be really interesting is when they start looking at the NCAA. That's going to be really, really interesting. Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. Yeah, that's another good one. That's another good one. That is another good one. I'll give you another one. Robbie Lawler was in one of my favorite fights of all time. And I'm not saying there was anything wrong with the stoppage. I'm just saying this has to be a top 5 fight in anybody's book. Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald, top 5 fight. Condon was a good fight too. Lawler's been in so many brawls. He's freaking great. I really need to freaking start buying UFC cards. Oh, yeah. Pat Berry versus Czech Congo. Like, come on. How didn't they freaking stop that fight? Oh, Lawler versus Nick Diaz, one strike force was pretty crazy. BMNR, we'll talk about, I'm sure Chris and I will talk about it tomorrow night. I really don't want to start a serious BMNR conversation. Let's see what Ethereum does tomorrow, and let's see where BMNR goes tomorrow, and I'll cover it with Chris tomorrow. Chris and I are going to be talking about a specific company tomorrow. I will fit in BMNR for everybody. Look, if I start buying UFC cards, obviously Jones, GSP, I would go after the GOATs. No interest in pop culture at all. Don't care. I didn't realize that we have this many UFC fans. This is freaking great. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The Last Dragon is on YouTube Movies? Very nice. I have no idea how much those tickets are going to be for the White House, and I have zero interest in going. I'm going to tell you something. Khabib's overrated. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it. Khabib's overrated. Look at what Ally Quinta did on 8 days' notice with Khabib. Went all 5 rounds, took him down. I mean, come on. Yeah, I would say freaking Islam's a more complete fighter. Absolutely. If I got free tickets for this week's UFC, would I go? No. I went to UFC 205, the first UFC at the Garden. McGregor, Alvarez, Wonderboy versus Woodley, and Joanna Jacek versus who the hell did she fight? It was one of the greatest cards. So I don't think I think I would rather sit at home and watch it and stream with the boys than go. Was it Rose? Yeah. Oh my God. So look, New York has a big Irish population. When I tell you that 70% of the Garden was all Irish, walking into the prelims, everybody is chanting "Ole, Ole." During the McGregor fight, it got so crazy. The section I was in they draped me in the Irish flag. Like if somehow anybody has pictures of it, I was draped in the Irish flag. It was absolutely nuts. It was nuts. It was, I'll say it. And I've been to World Series games and I've been to Monday Night Football. It was the best sporting event I have been to live. The energy was like nothing else. It was nuts. Oh my God, 7-pointed. Yeah, Crocop getting Crocop by freaking Gonzaga. That was crazy. Yeah, but think about this. Who did Khabib fight? You know what I mean? Like, go back and look at who he fought. GSP fought way better people than freaking Khabib. I mean, Khabib fought a washed-up Connor. Who did he fight? Michael Johnson? Like, I don't know. I don't think that he had that impressive of a freaking run. Yeah, look, Iaquinta took that fight on 8 days' notice. Raging Al. Oh, yeah, Gaethje, he's a freaking beast. Beast. I'm a big Gaethje fan. I do think that the UFC has a star problem, though, right now. Oh, man. Silva in his prime is a good look. My Mount Rushmore, okay? My Mount Rushmore is John Jones, Fedor Emelianenko, Anderson Silva, and GSP. That is my Mount Rushmore, period. Full stop. And I'll even go as far as saying this. In their prime, I don't know that a freaking prime John Jones is being a prime Fedor. I can't get to that outcome. I don't know. Maybe. I do think John Jones is freaking great, but Fedor is just, I mean, man, when Fedor was Fedor, he beat everybody in their own style. I mean, think about it. That was when nobody wanted to go to the ground with Nogueira, and Fedor just went in his guard and pummeled him. I mean, think about Randleman dropping him on his neck and then him just spinning out and catching him in an armbar. I mean, man. I mean, Fedor was just freaking, he was incredible. And then how about this? I got another hot take. Cain Velasquez in his prime may have beat the crap out of John Jones, in all seriousness. I don't know who the best pound-for-pound fighter is right now. I really don't. Because, look, if you're saying Jones is in the roster, Jones is the best pound-for-pound fighter. If you're not saying that he's in the roster, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is it crazy to say Hazma? You know, you guys saying great names like Ilya, Marab, Islam, like Topuria. Like, they're great. Here's the problem. They're great fighters, but none of them have star power. You know what I mean? Like, Kazmat's so freaking good. Like, you got some really good fighters right now. It's very hard to crown a pound for pound for me. It really is. Mighty Mouse is freaking overrated. Sorry. And the reason he's overrated, I don't want to hear about, flying armbar or the fucking Henry Cejudo fights. Like, he's fighting at 135. Like, come on. It's not that he's overrated. It's just you're fighting at 135. Like, you can't put Mighty Mouse in the 155 division or the 175 division. I'm sorry, 170 division. He'll get murked. Like, he's fights too light of a thing. Yeah, now I am hoping that when this goes to Paramount, we start really getting some runway on this. Yeah, I mean, think about the welterweight division back in the day, right? Freaking, just think about it. At the same time, you had GSP, Matt Serra, BJ Penn, Matt Hughes, Condon coming up. You had Hendricks coming up. I mean, you had just murderer's row of killers. I mean, that was just, in my opinion, the golden age. Yeah. Mighty Mouse's skill set's amazing, but he's just, I don't know. You can't put him in the pound for pound. Because think about it like this. You talk about pound for pound, right? Okay, UFC 1, that's truly who's the best pound for pound fighter who is on the face of the planet at that time because everybody's fighting everybody. You put freaking Mighty Mouse in a tournament with GSP and those guys, he's getting starched. Starched. Oh, Max Holloway, legend. That guy is a killer. Killer. Koscheck was fun to watch because he truly understood the game again under everybody's skin. The Holloway-Ortega fight where Holloway was teaching Ortega how to block in the middle of the fight. I mean, that was freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Listen, I'm a UFC guy. I really should start. Judge Collector, does the shop sell UFC cards? Let's see. I may have to buy some of this stuff. Thank you so much, Dennis, for another super chat. Your take on the 1996 Bowman's Best rookie. Hold on, let me type it in. Now, keep in mind, I'm a Kobe guy, all right? Did you watch Kobe Bryant's Moose? If you're a Kobe guy and you didn't watch Kobe Bryant's Moose, I would seriously start watching it. Don't ask me about Jordan or LeBron. Come on. It's freaking Jordan all the way. I actually see your sale at $960 on 1019. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you hold it long term, you're going to be fine on that. I can't get a long term chart on it, but yeah, you should be fine on that card. Oh, dude, hold on. I'm going to hook you up. This is what you need to watch. Let me go. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm not going to play it because I'm sure it's copyrighted, but I'm going to link exactly what you should do. Hold on. This movie, you can watch the entire movie on freaking YouTube. How amazing is that? Okay. Boom. If you guys are fans of Kobe Bryant, watch this movie. It is from 2015. It is freaking incredible. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. You will not be disappointed. Watch it with your son. You'll have a great time. And it just shows you the level of the work ethic of Kobe Bryant. Like, absolutely incredible. Kendall Kitchen, I truly appreciate it. I'm good. I will be starting my collection and buying some. I truly appreciate it, but keep them for yourself and make money on them. I will be starting a Topps collection. I got to figure out who I'm going to start buying, though. Man, Judge or Ohtani, I got to tell you, Judge Collector's going to get pissed off at this. I think I'd rather have Ohtani on the team at this point. Like, come on, he's the greatest player that ever lived. I mean, can I have both? But, I mean, look, hitting, Judge is the man, but more complete player. I mean, freaking Ohtani's amazing. Yeah, Judge is a little bit of a better hitter, but I mean, come on. Freaking Ohtani's the greatest player to ever live. Like, how can we say he's not? Kendall Kitchen, which boxes are you ripping? Are you doing Topps Finest UFC? That's the one that looks like it's coming out. Combat. Yeah, I got to do a bunch of research on it. Senate passed to open the budget. Nice. Man, we're going to rip. We're going to rip. Oh, yeah. Listen, that freaking home run off the foul pole is freaking crazy. Crazy. All right, everybody. I am going to hit the sheets. Tomorrow, Chris and I will be live at 8 o'clock. I will set it up, put the thing out. Looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night. Thank you for being here with me. Truly appreciate it. Really appreciate it, everybody. Can't thank you enough. We are not covering Costco with Chris. We're going to be covering a different stock. So tune in tomorrow night to see which one it is. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Talk to you later. June, how are you? Didn't see you. Thank you for being here. Judge Collector, see you tomorrow. Rambler, I hope it does. We'll see. Good night, everyone.